Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to talk about Waymo and how Waymo is taking over the ride share industry. And if you do not think that Waymo will put you out of business in the next 10 years, think again. Now, if you're doing private rides, if you have private clients, you're in good shape. You can grow your client list. But if you are solely depending on Uber, on Lyft, you are being phased out. Guaranteed. No ifs, no ands, no buts. You are being phased out by autonomous vehicles. Guys, do you see any payphones? Do you see any VHS tapes? Do you see any pagers? Guys, technology will continue to evolve. It's not personal, it's business. It's convenience. It's efficiency. Technology will continue to evolve. It makes people's lives easier. Will it impact humans? Yes. Will it make some humans' lives better? Yes. Will it make some human lives worse? Yes. You have to pay attention to the technological evolution that's taking place. You don't see any payphones. You don't see any blockbusters. You don't see any pagers. Most people don't even know what a pager is. You don't see any black and white televisions. What happened to the radios? Guys, it's just a matter of time before the television inside of a home will be deleted. It's just a matter of time before a house phone with a cord will be deleted. So guys, it's best for you to pay attention as we move forward in the new technological revolution. The industrial revolution got us this far. Now the technological revolution is about to delete the industrial revolution. You will not be able to compete with Waymo and with Tesla Robotaxis. It will upend the entire taxi ride share industry. Just like cell phones upended house phones. Just like DVDs upended tapes and cassettes and VHS. Just like streaming deleted CDs. See? And just like a one-time purchase, that is going to be a thing of the past. Everything is going to go toward subscription-based services, guys. Uber will be doing subscription-based service. Amazon subscription-based. Lyft subscription-based. All media will be subscription-based. YouTube subscription-based. Instacart subscription-based. Everything is going the way of Costco subscription-based. Membership-based, that's where things are going. Your whole life will be a subscription. What do you think an apartment is? That is a subscription-based platform. Renting an apartment is a subscription-based platform. It's just in a old school setting. So you're going to rent your services. Just think about all the subscription-based services that exist today. So that's where we're at, guys. So now I'm about to read a little article about Waymo. And then I'm going to go and show you some data, some statistics, some numbers to show you how Waymo is the future. Not just Waymo. They are leading. Waymo is a Google-based company. They are leading the way. Okay? So if you think that Waymo is a good investment, you might well invest in Google. Now, Waymo teamed up with Uber. See? And Tesla's doing the same thing with the Tesla Robotaxis. It's going to happen, guys. You're watching it in real life. I have lived through several technological revolutions. Several. And I just transcend. You got to just transition. You can't try to hold on to the 8 tracks. You can't just try to hold on to the vinyl records. You can't try to hold on to the cassette players. You want to try to hold on to the old technology? Well, new technology replaces old technology. That's how it works. The old gigabytes, that's old technology. We're in terabytes now. The old dollar, the dollar bill is old technology. We're going to digital cryptocurrency. It's going to happen, guys. There are several technological advances happening at the same time. You have to be ready. You have to be prepared. You can fight it all you want. We're not taking a horse and buggy anymore. Okay? So let's go. Self-driving taxis are speeding ahead in America. So why is Europe still waiting? Let's read. On a warm winter day in Phoenix, self-driving taxis zoom past every few blocks. Their empty front seats barely raise an eyebrow. The real surprise, how little the locals seem to notice. This is in Phoenix. See how this subscribe? I want you to subscribe to magazines, subscribe to newspapers, start a free trial. See, this is the way everything is going. Subscription based. The only people doing double takes are European tourists, here for the sunshine, but suddenly eager to ditch their rental cars for a spin in a Robotaxi. The level of normalization across multiple American cities is the result of years of aggressive investment and regulatory flexibility. Alphabet's, which is Google, Waymo first launched public trials of the autonomous vehicles in Phoenix in 2017, 8 years ago, guys. Now here we are. And rolled out a full commercial service in 2018. Yet in Europe, there isn't a single commercial robo-taxi service. Despite active testing in various cities, Europe lags far behind the US and China in deploying self-driving taxis at scale. 3 challenges explain this lag: money, infrastructure, and regulatory roadblocks across the continent. Money talks and Europe's not listening. The biggest issue, according to Tel Brenner, former CFO of ride-hailing app Get, is capital, or rather the lack of it. U.S. venture capital and private equity investors are willing to take huge risks on technology, and they believe has massive potential, Brenner says. In Europe, the investment industry is much more conservative. See? So that's why America and China are leading in the technological revolution. See, guys, that's why like all 7 of the most technological advanced companies in the world are in the United States. It's called the Mag 7. Amazon, Meta, Google, Tesla, Amazon, Meta, Google, Tesla. What's the other 3? Hold on 1 second, guys. I cannot remember the other 3. Nvidia, that's 5, and there's 2 more. Microsoft, and there's 1 more. There's 1 more behind Microsoft. I can't remember. Anyway, guys, it says American investors saw the long-term potential for autonomous mobility and poured billions into it, knowing it would require years of development. That led to the rise of companies like Waymo, which has operated extensive real-world deployments. In contrast, European robotaxi ventures have been more fragmented, smaller in scale, and often tied to traditional automakers that move more cautiously. Even when European companies have dabbled in autonomous transport, they struggle to scale. Volkswagen attempted to launch its own ride-hailing service in 2018, but the project focused on autonomous shuttles rather than taxis. Still hasn't become commercially viable. Meanwhile, Waymo has been operating at level 4 autonomy in Phoenix for nearly 7 years. Autonomous driving is classified into 6 levels. From level 0, no automation, to level 5, full autonomy. So Waymo is considered level 4 in Phoenix. It says Waymo has been operating at level 4 autonomy in Phoenix for nearly 7 years. So let's look at the different levels again. Level 0 is no automation. To level 5, full automation. So we're not at level 5 yet. We're still at level 4. So we'll probably be at level 5 this year, 2025. A litany of U.S. advantages. The U.S. lead in autonomous driving isn't just about private investment. Innovative technology, Omar Khalif attributes its decades of government-funded programs and research, long-term projects from DARPA, Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, and expertise from institutions like Carnegie Mellon in Europe never developed that knowledge, he says. Early government investments in self-driving technology built a talent pipeline that now powers commercial ventures. See, guys, so this is the future, right? And the United States does not have a monopoly on intelligence. We have a monopoly on risk. We are willing to take the risk. We have a monopoly on advancement in technology. See? So we use brains from all over the world. So you got to realize that we use brains from China, we use brains from India, we use brains from Africa, we use brains from Europe. There are intelligent brains, geniuses all over the world. And we bring all these people together by way of artificial intelligence. See, artificial intelligence is allowing us to move faster, stronger, and bigger. See, so it's a culmination. It's a recipe for every ingredient available for the advancement into the next enterprise of technology. Okay, so let's read a little bit more here. Let's see. It says Brenner highlights another structural advantage. Scaling robotaxi operations is far easier in the U.S. than in Europe. Okay, guys, I'm back. I had to answer that phone call from my son. Anyway, here we go. So it says Brenner highlights another structural advantage. Scaling robotaxi operations is far easier in the U.S. than in Europe. Once you've launched in one U.S. state, it's relatively easy to expand into others. He explains, but in Europe, every country has different regulations. And even within a single country like Germany, different regions have different rules. The fragmented nature of European governance have slowed down deployment, making it difficult for companies to scale in the same way U.S. firms have. Okay, so that shows you the complexity of companies developing in European countries. All right, let's continue. It said the challenges of European roads. One reason often cited for slow rollout of robotaxis in Europe is the continent's dense urban environments. Brenner points to the sheer complexity of European roads compared with U.S. cities like Phoenix and Austin, which have wide streets and grids. European city centers weren't designed for cars the way American cities were. He says, you are dealing with winding streets, irregular intersections, and a lot of pedestrian heavy areas. That's a huge challenge for autonomous vehicles. Yet, while the complexity of European streets is a factor, not everyone sees it as an insurmountable obstacle. Calais argues that infrastructure alone isn't the main thing holding Europe back. People say it's the narrow roads, the winding streets, the historical city centers. But come on, he says, San Francisco is one of the hardest places to drive, with slopes, tight streets, and heavy congestion. If Waymo can handle that, then Europe's streets aren't an excuse. And personally, I don't think that he's saying Europe's streets are an excuse. He says that's one of the challenges to deploying autonomous vehicles in Europe. That's just one of the challenges, in addition to the different city regulations and rules and the dense urban heavy pedestrian traffic. So let's continue. The reality is that while these challenges may make deployment more complicated, they are problems that can be solved with enough investment and regulatory willpower, both of which have been lacking in Europe. Another major factor slowing down European robotaxi deployment is the difficulty of working with regulators. Brenner notes that in the U.S., companies have formed direct relationships with government agencies, allowing them to negotiate regulatory approvals more efficiently. Okay, so I'm going to put that in American language. Companies have bribed their way into direct relationship with government officials. There you go. All right, so let's see next. In Europe, it's much harder to connect vision with regulation. He explains there's more bureaucracy, more caution, and fewer direct pathways for business leaders to shape policy. This dynamic has made it tougher for European robotaxi projects to get off the ground. The shift towards a robo-transit future. Europe may not have robo-taxis yet, but that doesn't mean autonomy isn't coming. The focus, however, seems to be on public transit rather than private robo-taxis. In Europe, cities are built around strong public transportation systems. Brenner notes. That's why a lot of autonomous investment here is going towards shuttles and buses, not private taxis. Khalif Company, Innovize Technologies, is already working with Volkswagen on an autonomous version of its electric bus, the ID Buzz, set to launch in Germany in 2026. Meanwhile, one of the most ambitious autonomous taxi projects in Europe is coming from an unexpected player, Verne, a subsidiary of electric automotive manufacturer Renault Automobile. The Croatian startup is aiming to launch self-driving taxis in the country's capital, Zagreb, by 2026, with expansion into UK and Germany shortly after. Okay, guys, so I'm not going to finish reading that. But anyway, so the point I'm trying to make is that the human being is being phased out. Oh, that's the bottom line. The human being is being phased out of the ride share, ride service industry. And within the next 10 years, I'm going to say 50% of all ride share rides will happen with an autonomous vehicle. It may be higher than that. Let's look at some statistics. Give me 1 second. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make another video, and we're gonna look at those statistics. So come back shortly. That's it for this video, guys. I appreciate you listening to the future of robotaxis. I know I spoke a lot about Europe, but I'm just showing you how the United States is leading the way to affecting human beings with robotaxis and robots. Guys, this is the future. So prepare or die. Adapt or die. You have to be flexible in this economy. You can't think that you're going to have a career and that you're going to retire from Uber. It's not going to happen, guys. They're going to cut the Uber human interaction in half, and then 2/3, and then 100% robotaxis. Unless you're a private driver. If you have private client list, you may be able to survive. But other than that, Waymo is the future. All right, guys. Until next time, guys. Keep your house clean. Keep your life clean. Keep your car clean. Keep your body clean. And keep your diet clean, guys. Drink plenty of spring water to flush out the toxins, the chemicals, and the poison that's in the food supply. Guys, you are being poisoned. You're being micro-poisoned every day. And since you're operating your lower self, you're also poisoning your kids and your children. Until next time, go and conquer yourself. I am Contraband777, signing off. Peace.